Those morons, Seco's CEO yelled, attacking a wielder in the street? We're within our full legal right to apprehend civilians trespassing in forbidden zones, the man who'd reported the security guard's activity said. No wielder is ever just a civilian, Tobias. If we were seen assaulting a wielder on today of all days... She's a wave leaper, sir. The CEO slammed both palms on his desk, red in the face. That doesn't fucking matter! The man, Tobias, put a finger to his ear, then nodded. They got her. Took most of our guys, but she's been apprehended. Which meant Mav hadn't made it. Koda opened up his arm protector, then found a map of Linux on the screen. There was a high probability that they were dragging her to the other kidnapped victims. He marked the spot in the sewers which connected with the secret tunnels. He sent it to Mav shortly. Where are you taking her? Koda asked. To prison, of course, the CEO said. The police are supposed to be too busy dealing with the festival. If they won't even investigate 23 kidnappings, you think they'll take time out of their day for this? Your point? Koda gestured to the bulbous monstrosity in front of him. You still haven't answered for this. She was doing work, not hindered by orders. He glanced at the dark woman, who turned away. This thing attacked her, and now your men have wrongfully imprisoned her. All under my watchful gaze. How are you supposed to defend yourselves? I don't need to defend myself because I've done nothing wrong. Not true from where I'm standing. I don't have time for this. Then make it. Because I'm not leaving until you confess and all the living victims are released, including the wielder girl. The CEO faced the window, his profile darkened by the room's dim light, and took a breath. Koda held in a curse. A raging man was more likely to say something he'd regret later. A calm one would be harder to extract information from. Leave my office at once. The CEO's voice was level, controlled. If not, then I will demand a court-martial from your CO. We may not be the largest company, but we benefit all mankind. Our leaders recognize that, so we are afforded better treatment from its enforcers than this. Not according to the law, Koda said. Not when heinous shit like this is happening in your basement. Like I said, we've done nothing wrong. This man didn't shirk from Koda's glare. His eyes were hardened, determined to combat Koda at every chance. Then you wouldn't be opposed to showing me your research and development wing, Koda said. Now the man blanched. It's dangerous down there. You don't say. Koda pointedly eyed the monstrous blob on the desk. But it has nothing to do with that. Would you mind explaining the situation to me, then, so I could gather all of the facts? If I find your problems have nothing to do with what I found beneath your building, I'll be on my way. Sir, the younger man said, voice hesitant, is there really time for this? You need to oversee these issues. The CEO looked around the room at his associates, the knocked out man on the floor, the bulging creature on his desk, then finally Koda. He sighed. Fine, but later. I have much to look over, but for now, I hope this will hold you over. There's been a gas leak, a dangerous one. It is contained, and we are dealing with it. Wait until it's safer, and I will prove our innocence in this. And in the time Koda waited, Mav would make his move. That would cause enough chaos for Koda to slip away and acquire what he really came for. Works for me, Koda said. Natasha, find him a room to wait in, and cage up that thing. I'll speak with you, Sir Peacekeeper, as soon as I've dealt with this mess. Just don't take too long. Maren's destination was eerily akin to her journey. Whether in the tunnels or the cell, rare fluttering lights cut through the darkness, bunched bodies huddled nearby, all whimpering or whispering in anxious voices. And the world spun around her whenever she tried to move. Not to mention the dryness hollowing her throat, cracking her lips and flaking her skin. She needed water, but they wouldn't give her any. Maybe a few drops to keep her alive eventually, but not as much as she'd need to escape.
What's your name?
A woman who grabbed Maren's shoulder whispered.
By the Titans, what's happened to you? You're as rough as the desert.
Maren,
She croaked.
need water.
The woman sighed.
We don't have any. They feed us once a day, but they regularly come by to...
Who's speaking?
A voice roared. A light flashed on, shining through a wall of glass. At least 20 bodies were cramped into the cell half the size of Maren's old room in the Radiant Dawn Palace. Most flinched away from the light, covering their faces. A few men glared at the light bearer, but none more than the middle-aged woman gripping Maren's shoulder.
She needs something to drink,
she said. The man scoffed.
Liked we give her ammunition. She'll get a couple drops once everything's calmed down, and no more talking.
He dramatized his final sentence by slamming the butt of a weapon, likely a flamethrower, against the glass. Most of the captives flinched at the sound. The thug walked away down the hallway, taking the light with him.
Titans above,
The woman breathed.
Are you a wielder? Did you come to save us?
Yeah.
There was an uncomfortable pause, then the woman said,
Can you get us out of here, or do you have any backup?
No, and maybe.
Koda would inform Mav where the entrance to the tunnels was. Did he need to? Mav would definitely want to help, but Maren never got the impression from the stoic peacekeeper that he would compromise his plan for someone he'd just met.
So the best we can do right now is pray,
She said.
Whatever you feel's best. Not that praying to the Titans will help.
So Maren lay back as the woman began mumbling, despite her pounding skull and dizzied movements. Maren tried to think of a means to escape for her and all the other victims.